take an example of a real life modern application, how an AI powered application actually calls the orchestration layer. And through this, we're also going to see the significance of having an orchestration layer that gives you so much control over the AI models that you'll be utilizing, and also how you can build rules around these AI outcomes so that you have a lot more control over them, and how to build policies around this as well. And so this is an example of let's take an syndicated lending platform, and you are actually using an AI powered assistant to ask questions about a particular deal. And so here you have three options. You can actually invoke a cloud LLM, a local LLM, or a local LLM plus a LoRa, which is the more advanced model capability. And in a real world, you won't see these options. But for a demo purposes, to show how the orchestrator actually switches between them, we are actually giving you three options. So the first time I'm actually invoking the voice assistant using the cloud LLM. Hey, can you explain a little bit about this particular deal?
This deal is for Orion Manufacturing Holdings Limited, currently in the post-financial stage. It's a ZAR transaction in the African region with First Capital Bank, Zenith Industrial Holdings, and Orion Industrial Holdings as the lenders.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask a question using our on-premise and a LoRa capability, and then we are going to then switch to the orchestration layer to see how it handles the two different calls. Hey, can you explain the top risks that you see in this deal?
The top risks include a repeated DSCR covenant breach, an overdue principal repayment, the leverage ratio being above threshold, delayed interest payments, missing financial reporting, expired insurance on pledged assets, repeated reporting noncompliance, and a pending borrower remediation.
So now we've asked two different questions, and let's see how this voice assistant actually calls the orchestrator at the back. So now I'm on the orchestrator, and so you can see we've made two different calls within a minute. So let's see the earliest call that was made. And as you can see, the first cloud LLM call that we had called, it goes through the orchestrator and it goes through the rule systems, and it determines that it has to call the cloud LLM. So now the orchestration layer has a lot more control over which model that needs to be called. Now let's take this example of the more recent one that we made a call, and as you can see, it didn't go into the cloud LLM, and if you step through where it went, it actually now calls the on-premise LoRa LLM. So much control that you can actually have over this orchestration layer. Let's say tomorrow you decide to actually remove the the LLM layer that that you've been using, and then you want to replace. Let's say, for instance, you want to replace the old LLM layer and then replace it with the new one. So you always have an option on your orchestration layer where you can simply hook up the new one, remove the old one, and delete the old one, and connect with the new one. And let's say, on the other hand, you want it to run through your policy controller. So you can simply connect to a policy module, and then you can actually run your system. And the best part of the orchestration layer is that not just the flexibility and be able to switch it, there is also an inbuilt version control. So you can actually build new orchestration flows, and you can actually build these versions, and you can roll back the version. The versions are very important or very useful when you are switching the models, or when you are transforming the legacy system and putting different backend systems, and you want to try newer options. So it's very, very powerful when you have this ability to switch and roll back your versions. Now, switching back to this example, what is the output? What is the value aside from the fact that the orchestration layer is giving you so much flexibility, scalability, and robustness? There is also something very, very important that it offers, which is when you make these calls, when the models are being switched, you can see the economy of scale when you're actually switching between the systems. From the token utilization perspective, you see a significant difference in the cost. So cloud LLMs cannot be replaced. It has significant level amount of parameters. It can use, close to a trillion parameters sometimes. But an on-premise LoRa will probably use a few billion. But you really don't need a trillion parameters every time you want to ask a question about your particular deal. So when it comes to enterprise driven solutions, cloud LLM is not always needed. But you do want cloud LLM when you want to have far reaching questions, about geopolitics, whether the deal impacts the Middle East war, for instance. So the orchestrator brilliantly switches between the cloud LLM and the on premise LLM. So the future of AI is not the flexibility. The future of AI actually lies in this orchestration layer that gives you control, that gives you flexibility, it gives you the regulatory and the compliance aspects of it, and more importantly, it gives you the token optimization of the AI solutions that you're going to be deploying.